Welcome to ATB TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti. That was a nice piece of vision, Pete, to open the show with.
I had to look twice, Darren. Didn't realise it was your farm. The dam sort of put me off a bit, but yeah, lovely bit of vision, and obviously that's been your week with all the yearlings for the Melbourne Premier.
Yeah, we're in full mode, and yeah, it was interesting with the vision there. Just amazing, those little devices. It wouldn't be 4 inches around. Just flies up and shoots some vision, but no, we're in full swing for the Melbourne Premier sale. We're very relieved that Uncle Daniel has lifted lockdown. We were sort of a little bit afraid it was going to extend to Sunday, and we've got to take all the yearlings down to the sale on Sunday, and we start parades on Monday. Over the past 2 weeks we've had a lot of trainers through the farm looking at them, and we've had video guys there, we've got photographers there, Pete, we've had Sky Channel there, It's all been happening. So I think last night I was mowing the lawn until it was that dark I couldn't see where I was going, and Tom was in the boxes at 9 o'clock last night with the lights on, cleaning out the stables, and back there at 6 this morning. So I think we'll be glad to get to March 2nd and get these horses auctioned off and see where we sit. But no, it's a lot of work, a lot of effort goes into it, but if you want to play with the big boys and you want to get the big results in the sales, you've got to put the work in.
No stones unturned. One bit of that vision, Darren, mid-February, I don't think you've seen as green as it is any other year in the past 10 or 20 years maybe.
No, it's a freak year with La Nina. Up until now it's been cool and it's been wet, so it just the last few days it's been warmer. Everyone was whinging how hot it was yesterday, but it was only 26, so we're just not used to hot weather. But no, it's very lush and green, and the horses are all thriving. So yeah, it's probably a one in 10 year event this, and probably next year's video it'll be brown and dry. Yeah,
and to finish off ATB TV, we'll put up a little bit more vision where you just chat about all the events that's unfolded during the week and a bit about our homebreds, etc. But like you said, we're about 10 days from having it all done and dusted, and hopefully some nice results.
Yeah, it's been a long 8 weeks, I can tell you. That's when we started New Year's Day with these horses. So if you've got our Sky Channel there and you've got Thoroughbred Central on there on Monday night at 7:30, Pete, there's a Carolyn Cersei's got a show there featuring Melbourne Premier, and we're part of that show. So if anyone wants to tune in 7:30 Monday, you can have a look. I'm not sure which yearlings they've selected to parade. Given it's a New South Wales based show, I'm tipping it'll be the New South Wales side horses, but anyway, we'll tune in Monday and have a look at that.
Yeah, sounds good. Racing, we only had 4 runners.
We had 4 good runners, didn't we?
We had 4 good results without winning. We'll go back to last Saturday. I reckon I got off the couch 3 or 4 times for the 300 saying, he's going to get there, and every time I got up, it was never again. Oh, he didn't lay down. It was just, they all held their ground, didn't they? And that was never again. Beaten a length, ran 4th. Was a really good run, good ride. Gate 1 unfolded okay for us, but we just couldn't quite catch the first 3.
I think the first 2 horses are pretty smart, aren't they?
Best, probably most improved horse, Regards Marie.
Regards Marie. Nick Ryan's done a great job with that horse, and it's just kept stepping up. Probably the most improved horse in Victoria, going through the grades and beat us a length. And the second horse,
I can't think of the name.
Hurricane, Maroney's horse. It's a really good horse too. Not Hurricane, I know the horse, but look, to get a beat a length by those horses, and I think the most relieved person in racing was Clinton McDonald, because obviously we bought into it and it went terrible first up on rain affected ground. But he was back to his best on Saturday, and
on top of the ground.
On top of the ground, got beat a length, and he marches on now to the next stakes race. So, no, good result. I think the owners are happy that have bought in, and just be nice if they could all go and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Same day up at Bendigo. Now we had one of the little, there was a trio went to Paul Prushka's about 18 months ago, all staying types. The Raise the Flag filly. She had her first start and finished second. Over 1,300, so I mean, not too many Raise the Flags that have 1,300 placing or win against their name. She was terrific. Drew a nice gate, settled well. I love the way she kept fighting the line. The winner looks I think all the form around the placings is what you'd want if you run a place. The winner, Godolphin horse, looks like it's got upside, and the third and fourth horses have been placed in town, and we beat them home. So good result.
Yeah, I think you know, you go there and you run second to an even money Godolphin horse. It's not a bad effort. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the way Paul Prushka went about it. You know, she's a staying filly. The Razor Flags peak when they're about 7. She's a 3-year-old filly, having a first start. Yeah, she really found the line nicely without ever threatening to win. But I thought I was really impressed with the way Paul's gone about this horse and the 3-year-old fillies he's got. He's got them fit. He's got them really well educated, and it was a matter of just, you know, pre-race. Okay, we're going to let her jump out the gates. She can land wherever she wants to be. We'll accept that. We'll get her to settle and travel through the run, and then we'll ask her for an effort in the straight at the 400. And if they're good enough, they can run over the top. If they just hit the line, that's all we want. We want them to have a good day, because these are stayers. They're all stayers, and they're all going to get better with time. But it's about teaching them how to race. It's about giving them a good day out so that we can build on that when we step them out. Now, I think he achieved that to perfection. So hats off to the team up there at Horsham. They've done a terrific job. And I think she's a filly that's going places, and yeah, I think she'll be one of the better raise the flags that we've had, and we had a good one.
We did have a good one.
Yogi,
the bear. I love Paul's terminology, and the owners would have heard it, rattle her chain. In other words, you don't want to be reefing and tearing on these horses. You don't want to have them going away from the races. You know, that's something I haven't seen before. Yeah. So it's all, what we're seeing now is all natural, you know, what he's taught it. So yeah, great result, and I think he won't be too concerned about stepping straight out to 1600 next time she goes around.
She'll be something to have each way next time out.
I would say, maybe forget the each way. No, good result. Sunday, Colac Cup, Naval Warfare, finished 6th. You would say, if you just looked at the paper and say, oh, that's an even run, but 3 wide the trip. Lindsay did say he'd look the winner at some stage, and I think we all knew when we were 3 wide we probably weren't going to be. He actually had the audacity to hit the front of the top of the straight, but effort just told, beaten 4. Good pipe opener for where we're trying to head with this horse.
Yeah, very much so. That was a terrific effort. Ethan Brown was really hard on himself. He said it was a terrible ride, but he was trying to get to a spot and he just couldn't get there, and then he didn't want to go back and put the horse out of the race. So look, all in all, I thought it was a great debut. Like Lindsay said, we weren't going there to necessarily win the Colac Cup. The horse is aimed towards the Warrnambool Cup. He'd only been in work a couple of months. Run terrific, genuine, showed that he's going to be on the speed, handles any sort of going. Yeah, he knocked up because he had a tough run, but it's a tricky track, Colac. It's tight and undulating, and you know, Ethan said he didn't get around the corner very well, but you know, until the last 200, yeah, he was going to be right in the finish. But I thought all in all, terrific. You know, 2nd and 3rd up, he'll be fitter, and then probably 4th or 5th up, he'll go Terang Warrnambool Cup double. Hopefully we can get a result in one of those.
I think we're all 800 metre trial into a 2,000 metre race. I think it tells you how much fitness that heavy sand work does put into the horses, and the ability just to keep them fresh enough but yet still have the miles. Yeah, well, he knows what he's doing, Lindsay Smith. We've seen it 2 or 3 times now with horses we've sent to him.
Can't underestimate Al Smith on any horse that he sends around, especially when you see him go from $13 into $6.50. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, didn't get none of mine. I'll wait the 3rd up, thanks.
Agreed. Tuesday, we just spoke about Paul and one of these, the 3 fillies. The second one of the trifecta to go, it was Dandy Classic, a Dandino filly, our second Dandino runner. This filly, again, a terrific debut, 3rd. She probably, I don't know what you thought, I watched when I thought, geez, what's going on here, jumping to the lead. I think it took everyone by surprise, but the part I loved about it, as soon as Dean said come back, she just relaxed beautifully. A little bit of a checkered path in the home straight, but hit the line better than anything. I reckon the vision went to her 100 metres after they'd gone past the post and she was past the 1st and 2nd horses. Look, excellent debut. Again, it probably mirrored Raise the Colours' run in a way.
100%. 1300, obviously far too short for her. Once again, beaten by a horse which was even money, by the Dabinick Hayes team. So one filly gets beat by Godolphin, the other one gets beat by Hayes and Dabinick, and both are even money. So we're getting beaten by pretty handy horses in that grade, and we're debuting. You know, you'd think that this filly's going to be at her mark 2000, 2400. So for her to run third, first up over that distance, and present the way she did in the straight and show race smarts, I thought. You know, she showed that she could travel, settle, and then find, and she had to change course.
She had to change course, yeah.
Yeah, that's unusual for
usually
a first starter.
Lose their legs. And
once again, credit to the stable for presenting her in that sort of inexperienced filly to be able to do that. So I think once again we look forward to her getting out to a mile, and we might be having a little dollar each way on her next time out.
I agree. I rang Paul after the race and I said, how is she going to pull up after today? 3 hours up, warm day, 3 hours back, firmish track. He said, my horses do more miles than some horses that are trained in the city that are 7-year-old, and I think that helps groom them. And when we've heard it from different trainers, if you can travel the horses and they adapt, you know, and Paul's in Horsham, so he's got to travel to go to the races, so it's a great thing. She hardly sweated, he said, when he got off, and even when he got home. And
she's a pretty relaxed customer, and it was a great debut. So that's the second of our Dandino starters. So you know, we've got 2 there that I think are handy.
So that was it. So from all that, it was all positive.
No downside in any of those.
Second, third, or fourth, or
happy
sixth.
with all those horses.
Now you're heading off to Warrnambool. So we need to get this done so you got time to get there. We've got 4 runners at Warrnambool. So just a warm up for the carnival.
Last night they said they could have 300 on course. So by the time I got home at 6 o'clock, they'd taken it off the website.
Oh, righto.
Which is handy when they put it up at 4 o'clock and taken off at 5. Anyway, I had to ring the course this morning to see if the 300 had been exceeded or not, but it hadn't. So
sneak in,
Liz and I will shoot down there today for our 4 runners. No superstars amongst this lot, Pete, but
we do have an even money chance, Darren.
Yeah, well, let's have a chat.
We got a real good record about odds on or even money.
We're not going to set any records with this lot, but anyway, they're there to do a job, and we'll have to assess their futures after today. But let's go through them. Who's up first?
Yeah, well, the even money chance is a horse that we've been waiting to see over a trip out to 2000, Street Baby. Field of 5 or 6. We've actually got Minotaur in it as well, and we'll speak about it. Laura Lafferty on. Alright, unknown at the trip, but I think she can get the 2000. And field of 6, I wouldn't have thought there'd be too much pace. She's going to be just off them, I presume. I don't know what the tactics are working out. Sometimes these small fields can play more tricks than you can maybe assume what's going to happen. But look, she gets a chance.
Many a day, Pete, I've watched the races. There's a small field and the bolter wins. So maybe Minotaur at 101 gets up, but I doubt it. Look, Street Baby's been good this prep. She's always been charging home. Her run at Geelong was the best run of her career when she sat wide and hit the line to run 4th in a strong race. And had a red flashing light to say, come on, give me 2000, give me 2400. Daniel had been kind of not that keen to get her out, and a little conversation might have went, well, if you don't run her over 2000, I will.
Another trainer will.
So anyway, I don't know, probably go there and make me look stupid today, but anyway, look, we're going to have a crack, because she is bred, based on what I do with the matings, to run 2000, 2400. Sometimes you do it at the end of the prep, it's not ideal, make you look stupid, but all in all, if she runs the same as she ran at Geelong, she should be too good for this field.
The only concern is what you said, how long has she gone into the prep?
And if they walk.
And they walk,
And if they box her up, they won't let her out.
Well,
she needs clean air here.
Hopefully Laura on a home track.
She's only got to watch Geelong and just copy it.
Yeah, well, that's right.
That's all she's got to do.
The last
Forget about doing the form, just watch the video.
Ride a lot the best horse. Minotaur, same race, 100 to 1, field of 5. Obviously, it's been disappointing, this bloke. He's shown enough in trials and in gallops.
He can gallop, but on race day he just doesn't seem to be that keen.
Sure whether he wants to.
Anyway, he's here today for his final outing if he doesn't perform, so he's got to show plenty today. He'd have to run a place to warrant going on with. So, you know, he's right at the crossroads. In fact, he's probably got he's already probably gone through the crossroads. He's at the stop sign
Sorry.
now. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him one go, because that jockey you put on last time, my God, had no idea.
She rode a winner in town after that.
Yeah,
I
don't know what happened there. It must have been a bloody good horse.
I put on. For those that don't know, the jockey today is Mick Price's apprentice, Michaela.
Never heard of her.
I just thought I'd throw it out there anyway.
No,
Claims 3.
Pete puts all the jocks on.
Pat puts all the female jockeys on. No, it's hard on this Thursday because we've got Pakenham at night,
that's right.
and you get and no knock on the jocks, but obviously the ones in town are the better riders. Go to Pakenham and Warrnambool, whoever can pick up rides. Madam Mischief's in the following race. I think the races are consecutive.
Yep, they are.
She's out to 1200 after a good run at the Valley over 1000. 12 should suit. There's a horse in this race called wrong race. Sorry, I forget about that. There is a horse of Lindsay Smith's in this race that won on debut. That looks very hard to beat, but apart from that, it's an even field. She gets a chance to run well. Again, I think we said it last time, these 3-year-old fillies are hard to place because there's no restricted races in their sex for 3-year-olds in the bush, so you've got to go up against all the old geldings and 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds, but that's the lot we've been dealt, and I still think she'll run well.
Yeah, well, I thought her run at the Valley was good. I thought she was going to drop out on the corner, but she really found the line, I thought, to run 5th there. On that form, she's got to be a top 3 chance here.
Yep.
Stepping her out in distance, Pat seems to think that 12 to 1400 might be her go. So I think what will happen today is they'll jump her out, and they'll just let her be where she wants to be, and then travel and then try and hit the line. So it'll be interesting to see how we go.
She's really happy with the way she's working.
Yeah,
so,
she looks great,
yeah.
and she's just starting to settle a little bit. She was a mad reef and tearing thing, but she's just starting to relax and enjoy her racing a little bit more. So she's definitely a work in progress. She's a very difficult customer to deal with, but I think Pat's environment and the way he's gone about it,
certainly
got her really chilled out, and hopefully she can just be a racehorse, because she's certainly got the ability. We've just got to get her to enjoy it and relax. A little bit like what Paul's done with those young fillies, just got them going along the right way. And sometimes these little hot fillies, they just take a bit of time. So she's a work in progress. We'd have to give her the rest of this prep before we make any decisions on what we do, but I think he's got to go on the right way. I just hope we get to see it today.
3 kilos off again with the girl I mentioned earlier, Michaela Lawrence. Unassailable. I'll get back to the story I was going to reel out for the last. The horse in this, she's out to 1400 from 1000, so you'd question that she'd be better for this run over at 1400. But to be genuine speed, there's a horse in this race called Astro Castro. I don't think it's won for 3 years, but I reckon 20 of its races out of its last 30, it's looked the winner at the 200. It bowls along, spreads the field out. Hopefully we're the one peeling off its back and running it down. But we're an $18 chance of that. I think we're overs, but look again, she's a 3-year-old filly up against open class benchmark horses.
Well, on face value, you look at the form and you'd say she was disappointing at Moonee Valley the other night, but you just got to put a line through that run. Nothing went right there. She was wide. She got interfered with. She was looked after for the last 900 metres.
900.
Didn't do anything. I wasn't over impressed with that, but look, with the ride. But anyway, look, we got, who's riding it?
Today is Melissa Julius. Has done a lot of work on the horse.
Yeah, so she's ridden her. She couldn't ride her the other day because she had another engagement, but she's back on it today. She's done a lot of work with her, knows her inside out. Pat said she's really clean-winded. He's very happy with the way she's going. He said if she's going to be a city horse, it's going to be over 1400.
Yep.
So he's expecting her to run a good race, and he's expecting her to be some sort of each-way chance. So she's on the home track.
Barrier 2, she's just going to sit up behind him somewhere.
That thing's going to go 6 in front.
Yeah.
And she's just going to be cruising along, and hopefully she can just peel out and attack the line like she did when she won over at South Australia, Oakbank.
Yeah.
So anyway, fingers crossed that she runs up to that form, and we can get her back into the city, because she's a very well-bred filly, and if we can win a city race with her, we'll certainly get our money back on the breeding side.
Yep. Tomorrow night at the Valley, an Irishman, 1600 metre benchmark 64. drawn gate 1, obviously a little bit of a work in progress. We're just trying to get this horse to settle. I see the Norton bits going on, which is a stronger piece of gear to help him put his head down, control him. Mark Zara on is a really good move. Now, Mark went on to the Blue Diamond favourite for the fact that he's the, put this in a sexist way, but the Jamie Carr of the males in very soft hands and good hands, kind hands I think is the description. So hopefully he can get him to settle from gate 1 somewhere just off the pace. Bit of genuine speed in it, just from what the stable are saying, and he can get off at the right time and hit the line. It's not a strong race.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this horse. Started off looking like being a superstar, and then things just really haven't worked out this prep.
No.
Okay, we know we can't lead and win with him. We've tried that and got run over every time. So now we're trying to get him to settle. It's a work in progress. I don't know whether we'll win the battle or not, but the Valley's probably, at least the Valley there is speed on normally. Yeah. And look, Mark's as good a jockey as going around, so if he can win this, I'll take my hat off to the Mar Eustace team and say terrific job. So I just want to see him travel, settle, not be pulling, and really just hit the line. He hit the line okay the other day. I think it was Pakenham.
Yeah, it was just too far back on a slow speed. Yeah.
And the problem with Pakenham is they always sit up and just grab their hold halfway through because they know they've got that 400 straight to kick.
Polar opposite to the Valley.
And I think that's exactly right. And I think even though some people are probably raising their eyebrows that we go into the Valley, I think there's a method in their madness.
Yeah.
I would have preferred him to draw 6 or 7, but beggars can't be choosers.
No, and you know, you're right. Something will go to the lead, and something takes it on. Always seems to be from the chute there at the 1600, and if you know he's just cruising by and can pop off, he'll be strong to the line.
Yeah.
The following day, Caulfield, Blue Diamond Day, and good to see crowds can get back there, 10,000 I think.
10,000?
Yeah, I was hoping 15, but obviously the recent lockdown, they've just been earned on a little drop back to 10. We've got a dandy man in the Autumn Classic over 1800.
Group 2.
Group 2.
$17?
Yeah, more.
More now?
I had a look this morning, 34 you can get.
So you don't give him no hope.
Good field, Young Werther, Kiki from Kamani Stable, 2 or 3 others. But I think Mitch is keen to
test him.
How far? 18.
18.
Perfect jump from 16. Daniel Moron, who rode him in that trial that no one's seen, and was keen to stay on, but he actually had a holiday in terms of suspended. So he's on because condolences out to Geordie Charles. He smashed himself up bad at the Valley last week. He probably missed 3 months or whatever. Yeah. But Daniel on, good rider. I think he'd be ridden cold.
Where'd we draw?
9.
9, perfect.
Sit back in the last 2 or 3, let him work it out and get home.
Sounds easy.
Where home is, 4th, 5th, 6th.
Well, it's exciting to have a young 3-year-old go into a Group 2 race.
Yep.
Look, his first up run was terrific at Geelong. I don't know what the form's been like out of that race. I haven't followed it.
Okay.
Last start at Ballarat, he reportedly got to the front too soon, half waited for them, and then when he hit him, he kind of, I don't know if he'd ever been hit before, he jumped sideways.
Out of the inside fence.
Trying to find the rail, and then he sort of hit him in the left hand, but he was totally off balance. If you see his last 100, he's crabbing, and then he just looked after him. So I thought his effort to run 4th there against those older horses was quite good. All things considered, I think just experience beat him once again against the older horses. In the yard, he looked like a boy against men.
Yeah.
Back to his own age here. Okay, against some pretty handy horses, but you know, sometimes you just got to take them on and see, you know, if you're up to it. Now,
he's a prep behind most, but gee, back to your own age.
Well, Mitch Freeman's not a guy I wouldn't have thought would just go to town for the fun of it. He took a whole week to make up his mind whether we're going to Caulfield or we're going to Ballarat. He took a whole week up, and he didn't make up his mind until after he galloped in the other day. So he must have galloped good, or he wouldn't be going there.
I think his words were he galloped that good on Saturday.
So he must have really galloped well.
Yeah.
You know, I just left it totally up to Mitch. I don't want to get in the road here because you got to leave it to these trainers to make the call. You know, that's their job.
Yeah.
They're not going to get it right all the time, but I think he's pretty astute, Mitch Freeman. I think he knows what he's doing, and I hope he's made the right call. But he's wouldn't be the first time he's taken a young state of town. I think he might have taken a couple of Passance de Looms the spring before last.
Moonlight Maid, who was actually
prices.
first up.
They were big prices, and they went bang, didn't they?
Yeah.
They certainly ran into it.
So he's had that prototype. He's had the measurements.
So he knows what it takes to be competitive in town. So, you know, I've got a lot of faith in Mitch. You wouldn't be going there just for a day out when he could go to Ballarat the next day. So, yep, the horse must have worked good. That's all I can say. And I think, you know, at the price he is, he must be $7-8 a place. Wouldn't hurt to have 50 cents to place, would it?
No, I agree. Back to his age.
If he runs top 3, it's a superstar for our side, Dandino.
Oh, absolutely. Mars, interestingly, you put a comparison, Mars has got a horse in it that's third favourite. Won at Warrnambool, 1400, then placed. Then won, I think it was at Sandown. Now, it's had the extra run, but it's come off a Warrnambool maiden. We come off a Geelong maiden. If the ability's there and the natural progression happens, anything can happen with these 3-year-olds. Seen it time and time again.
Yeah.
There's always one or two that jump out of the ground.
3-year-olds can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, with no doubt, we'll talk to Mitch before the race, and no doubt the owners will get the push.
The mail.
For the non-owners, just see how long that $34 stays up there, and then you'll know what's going on.
And look, if you haven't seen him and you see the parade, he's a chip off the old block. Very much like that.
Yeah, I tell you, probably if we could find a replay of Dandino in the Caulfield or Melbourne Cup and pop it at the last 400 up here.
I reckon the Queen Elizabeth were
just have a look.
Image.
He should have won a Caulfield Cup. You could argue he could have won a Melbourne Cup. Marco Body said to me, if we hadn't have run in the Caulfield Cup, he reckoned he would have won the Melbourne Cup because he thought that Caulfield Cup run just took 3 lengths off him.
Yeah.
And we only got beat a couple in the Melbourne Cup, so
Ryan Moore got on the wrong tram at the 600.
Yeah, they rode him too conservative. They were worried about him running the strong 2 mile. Well, he ran a strong 2 mile. And I said that, and then I got smashed by Twitter. But what would I know? He
passed 18 horses in the home straight.
Didn't say, give me a spell. But if you get it, maybe you can just pop up one of the last 400s and just have a look at the horse getting home in these races, and have a look at him, and then have a look at what a dandy man looks like.
I'll split image the 2, and you can see the comparisons.
But he's an exciting prospect. I hope he's still an exciting prospect on Saturday night.
But Dandino immediately went to him, and Dandino said, "What have you got?" Secret Number says, "Well, we'll find out, because Dandino's going for home early." Gets away on Secret Number, leads him by a length. Oh, it got tightened up there as Dandino laid in, and on the inside, Don Dorimo fighting back. But Dandino by the 100 metres races a couple of lengths in front, and Dandino scores by 2 lengths. Oh, very important bobbing photo for second. Maybe Secret Number.
Dandy Man in front. Ski Zoom can't get to him. Neither can Handshake. And a Dandy Man's going like a winner at the 100. He bundled clear now. He's 2-3 lengths in front. And a Dandy Man is all of that. Went home and won it by 3.5 lengths to Ski Zoom, Handshake, Buckland Abbey.
I haven't got any fear that may have gone up while we're talking here, but the likes of Intense, first up, the buy from Tony Golan, maybe 1400 at Terang, maybe 1600 at Ballarat. That'll work that out. But he's a 2,000 metre plus project. And Eagles and Pins, the third of the Prushka trifecta, kicks off at Terang over 1400.
So she's the last of the 3 fillies.
Last.
Funny how they're all starting within about a week.
And it's funny, they've sort of got to the races probably where they've been in the prep. One just behind the other and the other just behind the other, but they've all gone to the races inside 9 days. Paul was, I think, toying on another trial, but she galloped really well last Saturday, and he said, "Oh, I think I might as well go to the races now." So,
and Terang's a beautiful track to do that.
Yep.
400 metres straight, nice run in.
Another good thing from the stable. Look at the tracks we've kicked these fillies off on. Bendigo, Swan Hill, Terang, all got 400 metre straights.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah.
So they, you know, she's probably a little bit dour, this filly.
Yeah.
She's certainly bred to run further than 2400, I would have thought. So this race is 1400.
Yep.
And he said on a work she'll be competitive. So once again, it'll be the same scenario. Travel, go to the races, let her jump out the gates, look after her, and then when you get in the straight, see what she's got under the hood for the last 400, and she'll have every chance. I'm sure, like the other two, she'll be somewhere about.
And I think there may be a little bit of give in the track by Monday. I think there's a little bit of weather Sunday up, just enough to, you hope they water it, and then there's a bit of rain.
They'll water it after what happened at Swan Hill. I think they'll be watering it.
Yeah, I think they were an early race. Some horses didn't come home, unfortunately.
Anyway, that's very unpredictable weather. I wouldn't want.
But then you know, you just wonder that RBL have got a protocol that you need this and that, but surely when you get closer to the border up there where the temperature is a bit more extreme, you probably nearly start on a slow 4, 5. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, but
it's hard on the you know, the bloke, the track curator's copped all the criticism, yet he's only done it to
standard.
You
I
know?
wonder why we ran to Swan Hill in February.
Yeah,
it's normally 45. This is a cool year. It was only 35 the other day.
And it's silly because we have that great carnival in June, and then there's not another meeting for 3 months there.
I would have thought south of the divide over the January-February months, but anyway,
Donald's and all those underused.
We'll be very careful with our horses where we send them and when we race them on these firm hot days. So
oh, actually leads me in. Blake Mirror, who would have been running,
yep,
we've given her a month off.
Yeah, like, you know, she jarred up at Warrnambool the other day, and we just had no hesitation in putting her straight out, give her 3 or 4 weeks off, get her back in April, gear her up towards May, June, when, you know, the tracks are, you know, probably slow, and that's her go. So
yep.
I don't want to break them. I don't want to break any horse over summer. You know, we've got a small select team, and we want to look after them.
Absolutely. That's it. No more to
That's
talk
all
about.
our runners.
Yep.
Now, just going back through, would have had a few promotions for sale.
Probably annoyed a few people.
Yeah, the Jukebox fillies sold out, so thank you to everyone that joined into her. She will be back from the breakers shortly. Last week we promoted the Totem Stardom at a releve. Thank you to those who bought in. Still a few shares there. I would just point out that that is out of one of our most successful families since I've been breeding. That's out of the Pirouettes family, so related to La Passe and Social Spin, who are very, very good horses. And this is the last of that family. There is no more. So
Releve's a half to La Passe.
that's right. So if you want to get involved, this is the last of that family. So ring Pete or myself to have a chat. But lovely colt, beautifully bred, carries the right cross, and physically is the right type for that family to be successful. He's shown a bit at breaking in. I know Mitch Freedman's pretty happy to be getting him.
Very happy, because he doesn't know whether he'll be able to pick one up at the sale, so he's happy
They've
he's
been
got one
2
now.
dear, so have a good look at him if you haven't had a chance, but it is the last out of that very successful family.
Yep.
And then tomorrow the new horse will come out,
Yep.
which is the final offering for now, which will be the Palantino colt out of a half-sister to Rockalicious, which is another one of our gun families.
Yep.
So look forward to offering you the Palantino, who is such a great horse for the connections and Darren Weir. Just a tough horse, and this bloke I think will be the same. He'll be trained down there by Lindsay Smith, who, you know, he's doing a terrific job, Lindsay, since he's come in from Perth, and training winners left, right and centre. So,
And more so for us.
if you want a Lindsay Smith horse and you want a Palantino, then I'll be saying this colt's not dear, and he's out of one of our good female families, and he's what I call a gold mating.
Yep.
He's got plenty of gold on the page. Probably the strongest gold mating I've had since Serious Suspect.
Yep.
And you all know what he's doing and what he's done so far, and winning over 600,000, and probably a Group 3, Group 2 type horse, even though he gets to have a crack at the new market, which this year may not be as strong as we first thought. But anyway, that's enough from me.
We're going to finish off with a bit more vision of the farm. And
Who wins the Blue Diamond, Pete?
well, the big news is we're standing here. There's 3 of them being vetted slightly lame. I don't know how lame.
Been reported by
Yeah.
Racing.com.
Yes, Nthar,
The favourite.
the favourite,
Dosh.
Dosh, and I think it's in Marine or something like that.
Gee, wouldn't it be stressful? Wouldn't it be stressful to have the even money favourite in the Diamond and suddenly it's got to be vetted? Rightly so.
We just spoke about the jukebox.
Rightly so.
Same thing happened 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, it was pulled out. So yeah, it's stressful for the trainers and the connections. And then, so who knows now if they run? I thought Mars Horse would just win.
Same.
But now I don't know.
I'm swinging a bit to the blue. Oliver's
Dolphin?
choice. Yeah, it's drawn wide, but
I'd love to see a Street Boss win it.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the Oakley Plate?
I haven't had a good look, Darren, to tell you the truth. But there's going to be speed.
Well, if Satori wins,
yeah, that's
Jamie Carr's ride, he gets weighted out of the Newmarket.
right.
If he runs a fast closing race, he'll be going to the Newmarket with Jamie Carr. So I'm either hoping he wins by 4 and gets 100 kilos in the Newmarket, or runs like you and I would out the back.
Out the back.
And Jamie Carr goes, no, I'll get on Serious Suspect.
I haven't had a good look. Anders in it?
Anders and Hanseatic would be my sneakies.
It's funny because you think, oh, hot speed, they'll all run on it. You do see some, but geez, like Pippi last year, sometimes they can just get that little break in the middle. It mightn't be much, and they keep going, those speed horses.
I don't know what's going to happen here, because we've got a late change, haven't we, weather-wise, and I'm not sure where the wind's going to be or how strong it's going to be. And you know, poor old curator wouldn't know whether how much water to put on and what's going to happen, but it's quite warm today.
Yeah.
But Anders or Hanseatic for me. 3-year-olds have got a great record in that race.
Yeah.
Anders has got a great winning record. But anyway, it promises to be a good race, and we'll be tuned in for that on Saturday.
After Dan Dino wins.
Well,
after a Dandy Man wins.
I was sort of thinking about taking one of my 3-horse multis that I rarely ever collect on. But I was half thinking of taking the favourite in the Diamond until you gave me that news, into a Dandy Man.
The place or the win?
Probably each way, and then maybe into those 2 horses in the Oakley Plate, just to see if I get enough money to buy a loaf of bread.
Or the place that bakes it.
Unlikely. My accounts haven't been closed by the corporates, Pete, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
they only sack the winners.
They accept all my bets.
They're only happy to have play.
Anyway,
well, I look forward to it. It's a big day, Blue Diamond Oakley Plate Day, and
there'll be a bit of noise from the crowd, which is good.
It'll be nice to see a few people there.
Better than listening to the noise from those female tennis players with no crowd.
Well, next week the needles come out of the draw, Pete. The vaccinations start.
Ooh.
So let's hope this is the start of the end.
I'll have to be knocked out before they give me a needle.
You'd be used to needles.
They can give it to me tomorrow.
You played footy, you would have had needles at quarter time, half time,
Never.
3/4 time. You would have had your knees done.
The only thing that was anything like a painkiller would have been 2 bottles of Stones at half time in one match.
To warm up?
Yeah, it was about -10.
A couple of spoons of Rapid Set to toughen up.
Someone brought a brown paper bag in with a bottle. It only got around 6 players, so I had to go and get another one to go around the rest.
The old days, eh?
Old days.
Cold showers only.
It was hot buckets. I never.
Did you have warm showers in your day?
Oh, bloody reserves players.
Take all the water.
They'd sit in there and drink a box of stubbies. By the time you're done, they're all wandering out at 3/4 time, you know. And you go in there, you got cold showers.
They were the days. They were the days.
When you got older, you got smarter. You just played the reserves. You got all the stubbies and the warm shower.
They were the great days, weren't they?
Yeah, this is a long time ago.
Yes. Well, when you get a few trainers coming out to the place and looking at the yearlings, and you start talking about some of the older horses, and they're just looking at you blankly, and then you look at him and you think, well, he was born in 1996. That was long after what we're talking about.
It's funny, you talk to some of these ones, mid-20s to 30, you talk superimpose, and it's like... Who?
Well, I think Calvin McAvoy was there, he's 25 or something, so, you know, he was born in 1996.
So I was 31 when he was born. It's unbelievable.
And these guys are going around spending millions at the SARS.
Must be your birthday.
It's coming up.
Yeah, I thought that just then when I said it.
Pushing on, I am.
We'll have to get one of those infamous silent texts out.
Mate, I'll be pushing 60 after this.
No, you're not. You're just by me.
Yeah, well, you're pushing 60.
Yeah, I know, but not...
Mid-50s.
50 plus.
50
plus. Anyway.
All right, well, have a great weekend. Enjoy Diamond Day and have a look at this footage.
Last bit of vision.
And we'll leave you with this.
We've been here at Escalodge Australia since 1994. We're located at Manning Tree Park at Berrimboak, which is right in the middle of Victoria, just on the Brisbane Ranges. And we've been buying and selling horses for the last 25 years. It's only recently that we've commercialised the business and moved into providing yearlings at some of the big sales around Australia. Over the years, we've bred and raised some terrific racehorses here at Manning Tree Park, including the likes of Skew-Whiff, True Corsa, Capriccio, Group 1 horse La Passe, Social Spin, Hasseltoff. It's just a great environment for raising young horses here with consistent rainfall. All the paddocks are very well seasoned and looked after, and the horses just seem to thrive here and grow great bone. We seem to be able to get good longevity out of our horses. They seem to be able to race on past their 2- and 3-year-old year. So it gives the buyers a chance to have a horse for a number of years and have some success. Included in this draft, we've got an exciting colt by Frankel out of the good mare Azadi. Last season we sold the Frankel Azadi to Liam Howley for $300,000, and she trialled up well yesterday, having her first jump out of Kyneton. This colt's just a lovely walker, and really looking forward to seeing how he sells. For a long time I've been a great supporter of Camelot. I was lucky enough to be in Ireland when he won the Derby, and I was taken with him then, so I made it my life's ambition to find some mares to send to Camelot, and I've bred 5 so far. The first of those is in this year's Melbourne Premier Sale. Lovely filly out of a Dan Silly mare. I'm sure she'll be well liked and well looked after, and she's just a terrific looking walking filly. We're proud and very excited to be offering a good draft of horses this year at Melbourne Premier.